Have you ever had that feeling? That little whisper in the back of your mind telling you he just can't seem to let you go? You notice a random text, like on an old photo, or maybe you just feel his energy lingering, and it makes you wonder, is he still thinking about me? If that sounds familiar, you are in the right place. In this video, we are going to move past the confusion and break down the 3 subtle, almost subconscious things a man does when he truly cannot forget you. We're not talking about big, dramatic declarations. We're talking about the quiet, consistent behaviors that reveal what's really going on beneath the surface. If you're ready for some real clarity, stick around. Let's get started. Let's dive into the first and most common sign, the digital breadcrumb trail. This is exactly what it sounds like, a series of little, low-effort digital crumbs he leaves for you to find. It's not a direct path back to you, and it's certainly not a clear invitation to talk. Instead, it's inconsistent, often confusing, and specifically designed to do one thing: keep him on your radar without him having to put his true feelings on the line. In the silence, after a breakup or a period of distance, these breadcrumbs can feel incredibly loud. You might be going about your day when suddenly a notification pops up, and it's from him. That little ping is enough to send your mind racing, and that's precisely the point of it. So, what do these breadcrumbs actually look like? The first classic behavior is the sudden liking of an old photo. We're not talking about a picture you posted last week. We're talking about a photo from 6 months, a year, even years ago. He's deep in your archive. What is he doing there? He's taking a deliberate walk down memory lane, and that, is his way of marking his territory in the past, a subtle signal that he was revisiting a moment with you. It's a passive way to insert himself back into your consciousness without having to craft a message. Then there's the accidental story view. Now, we all know that viewing someone's story is rarely an accident, but pay attention to the timing. Does he consistently view your story at 2 a.m. or the very second you post something first thing in the morning? That timing is a telltale sign. In the quiet, vulnerable moments of the night or at the start of a new day, you're on his mind. He's curious. He's watching. That consistent, odd-hour viewing is his way of peeking into your world without the commitment of a conversation. He's keeping tabs on you, and he wants you to know he's looking. And perhaps the most classic breadcrumb of all, the just checking in text. It's usually as simple as a, "Hey, how have you been?" or a "saw this and thought of you." It arrives out of the blue and feels like it could be the start of something. But then, just as quickly as it appeared, the energy fades. He might reply to your response, but the conversation goes nowhere. There's no attempt to make a plan, no deep questions, and no real substance. The text is the point. It's not a means to start a conversation, but the entire goal in itself. So, what does this digital breadcrumb trail really mean? Let's be clear. This is not him trying to get back together. Not yet, anyway. This is him testing the waters. He's feeling a sense of nostalgia, loneliness, or curiosity, and he's throwing out a low-risk crumb to see if you'll pick it up. Your response gives him the validation and the ego boost he's looking for. It confirms that he still has access to you and that you're still responsive. It's his safe, non-committal way of saying, "I'm still here and I'm thinking about you," all while keeping one foot firmly out the door to avoid the vulnerability and potential rejection of a direct, honest conversation. He's keeping you as an option, and every time you respond to a breadcrumb, you're confirming that it's working. Now, let's talk about the second sign, which is often more subtle, but just as revealing: the social scan and information gathering. When a man can't forget you, he often becomes a passive investigator of your life. Since he can't ask you directly, or doesn't feel he has the right to, he starts gathering intel from the periphery. This is where he moves beyond your direct DMs and into the wider ecosystem of your social world. It's a quieter, more strategic approach to understanding what your life looks like now that he's not in the center of it. He's trying to paint a picture of your present reality, and he's using every resource available to him to do it, all while trying to stay under the radar. You'll see this play out in a few key ways. First, pay attention to your mutual friends. He might suddenly become unusually chatty with them. Out of nowhere, he's liking their posts, commenting, or even sending them messages. And if you listen carefully to what your friends report back, the conversation always seems to subtly drift toward you. He'll ask, "So, what have you been up to?" with the unspoken second part of that question being, "And have you seen her?" He's using these shared connections as a source of information, hoping to get a casual update on your life without revealing the depth of his curiosity. This investigation often extends beyond your immediate circle through friend of a friend inquiries. He might ask his coworker who knows your roommate how things are going, or he'll casually question his cousin who follows you on Instagram. He's leveraging the extended network, piecing together fragments of information from various sources to get a clearer picture. And of course, there's the intense online observing. He may not follow you, but he is watching. He's checking your public LinkedIn profile to see if you've changed jobs, scrolling through your public Twitter feed for your thoughts, or even looking at your Spotify playlists to decipher your mood. It's a digital reconnaissance mission driven by a need to know. So, what is the real meaning behind the social scan? He is trying to piece together the story of your life without him. The core questions burning in his mind are, is she dating? Is she happy? Is she sad? He is trying to manage his own feelings of regret, curiosity, or longing by keeping tabs on your world. This behavior shows that he is emotionally invested enough to be curious, and that investment often comes with a side of insecurity. He's comparing the reality of his life without you to the imagined reality of yours without him. This isn't just casual curiosity. It's the action of someone who is still emotionally connected and is trying to find his footing by understanding where you stand. Now, let's move to the third and most transparent sign, the jealousy trigger. This is a reactionary move, and it's often the most dramatic of the three. When a man is haunted by the thought of you moving on, he can feel a complete loss of control. He can't simply ask if you still care, so he tries to force a reaction that will give him the answer. This is where he stops being passive and starts creating situations designed to get a specific, emotional response from you. Usually, a pang of jealousy. It's a tactic rooted in insecurity, but it's a powerful indicator that he is far from over you. The behaviors here are hard to miss. One of the most common is parading a new flame. Out of the blue, his social media is sprinkled with pictures of him with another woman. But look closely, these photos are often vague. There's rarely a clear label or a defining romantic caption. It's strategically ambiguous, giving him plausible deniability while ensuring you see it. Another classic move is the "I'm so happy" broadcast. His feeds suddenly become a highlight reel of his supposedly amazing life. He's posting about his new hobbies, his career success, his nights out with friends, all of it feeling slightly exaggerated and out of character for the man you knew. The subtext is loud and clear. "Look how great I'm doing without you." Sometimes, the approach is even more direct. He might casually slip it into a conversation with you, mentioning that he's been dating someone new. He'll deliver this news with a tone of nonchalance, but the delivery is everything. He's watching your face or analyzing your text response for any flicker of disappointment or jealousy. The entire purpose of sharing this information is to gauge your reaction. What does this jealousy trigger truly mean? This is the most telling sign, because it's born from a place of panic. The thought of you moving on first, and him being left in the past, is terrifying to him. By trying to make you jealous, he is attempting to regain a sense of control, and most importantly, see if you still care. Your jealous or upset reaction is the validation he desperately seeks. It confirms that he still holds emotional real estate in your heart. While it can feel confusing and even hurtful to witness. Recognize it for what it is, a childish yet powerful confession that he is not over you and is insecure about his place in your past. So let's recap. When a man can't forget you, you might see the digital breadcrumb trail, those low-effort messages, and likes to test the waters. You might notice the social scan, where he's quietly investigating your life through friends and online profiles. And finally, you might witness the jealousy trigger, his reactionary attempt to make you jealous and regain a sense of control. Recognizing these signs can provide a powerful sense of validation. It confirms that your connection was real and that your presence left a mark. But this is the most critical moment, because what you do with this information next determines everything. So here is the crucial warning. Please, do not take this as a green light to chase him. Your instinct might be to respond, to engage, to finally give him the signal you've been waiting to give. But I need you to understand that reacting to his breadcrumbs or playing into his jealousy games is the fastest way to push him away and, more importantly, to lose your own power in the situation. When you respond to a low-effort text with high effort, or when you react with jealousy to his posts, you are giving him exactly what he wants: validation without commitment. You are confirming that he can have your attention without having to offer anything of substance in return. You are rewarding the very behavior that keeps you stuck. Instead, the most powerful and strategic mindset you can adopt is one of graceful, unbothered silence. The most potent thing you can do when you see these signs is nothing. Do not acknowledge his breadcrumbs. Do not confront him about his new social media posts. Do not pump your mutual friends for information about what he's asking about you. Your mission is to live your life authentically and visibly. Be happy, be busy, be focused on your own goals and growth. A man who can't forget you needs to feel the genuine weight of your absence to realize your true value. He needs to see that the space he once occupied is now filled with a life that is moving forward, with or without him. Your silence, your peace, and your progress are more powerful than any text you could ever send. Let your actions demonstrate that your world no longer revolves around his mixed signals. Let him see that you are not waiting by the phone, but are instead out in the world, building a life that excites you. This isn't a game. It's a recalibration of your own worth. By focusing on your own healing, you stop being a participant in his emotional tug-of-war and become the prize he actually has to step up to win. And that leads to the final, most important piece of advice. Remember, these 3 behaviors we discussed are signs that he is thinking about you. They are signs of curiosity, of nostalgia, and often of insecurity. But thinking is not the same as doing. True, meaningful change is only shown through consistent, clear, and direct action. It is shown through a man who, after realizing what he's lost, doesn't send a cryptic text, but instead picks up the phone and has an honest, vulnerable conversation about his feelings and his intentions. He makes a concrete plan. He shows up. Do not settle for the quiet, passive breadcrumbs when you truly deserve the whole, fulfilling meal. Your heart doesn't deserve hints. It deserves a clear and committed answer.